The fuck is that Bebo doing there?
He's somewhere.
He don't need to be nowhere. He can be in the trash. That's where he can be. Yeah, I guess.
Hey guys, Crew Blind Wave, I'm Aaron.
I'm Aaron.
Aaron,
Yes.
welcome back. The Flash. Last time on The Flash, we had Elseworlds, right?
Yes, we did.
Which was a fantastic crossover with many great moments, and boy, does it feel like a long time ago.
Yeah, like a month.
Yep, but now we're back here with The Flash. This is Season 5, Episode 10. So we gotta get back into the story of what happened last time on Just The Flash. Which included Nora going back to the future to talk to Reverse Flash.
Thawne.
Yeah. What version or what point in the timeline is he? We're not really sure.
I don't know. It's a future of some sort.
But he has Tom Cavanaugh's face.
Yeah, which I thought was also kind of weird.
A little weird.
Right?
Yeah.
But I mean, Tom Cavanaugh was there with last crossover too, or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
The last episode was episode 100. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Last episode 100.
So we got to see Zoom. We got to see previous villains.
He was going back through to get a thing to be able to stop Cicada.
Yeah.
So we saw the Zoom enhancer taker thing they used, and they went back and talked to Thawne about getting some kind of power stuff from him, and then ultimately it didn't work, and Cicada got away.
Didn't work, Cicada got away. Exactly. We probably had a poll though last time, man. What was the poll?
Will there be any timeline consequences from the events of this episode? So, as we said, he went through and saw Zoom, saw the Savitar, what's her name? Max, Jessica Parker,
Nora. Yeah.
Nora saw Iris shooting Barry Savitar, right?
Yes.
So that was maybe that's something new.
Yes.
Zoom chasing and falling off the timeline or whatever.
No.
Is that something?
No.
Anyway.
Yeah.
25% said no.
No. 25%.
74% said yes. There will be events on the timeline.
Well, okay. Well, what could it be? What changed with that episode? It wouldn't have been a bad, whenever Oliver was like, "What'd you do, Barry?" It's like, he had a good reason for things being different, and it could have been Barry in that episode.
Well, because there was also talk about will there be changes with Reverse Flash because of the conversations they had back then, too.
Yes.
So, Chief Chill says, I think whatever happened was supposed to happen. This is one of those things.
One of those things. Yeah. That's when you're on the timeline, that works. When you're outside the timeline, like we are, we don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Peter Candy says, I don't think so. At least not anything major like Henry Allen being alive, because needing to
the font gets smaller.
I'm trying to understand because needing to book John again and all that entails after Elseworlds, but maybe really tiny things.
Oh, he means like maybe they brought him back. It's like, hey, you want to come back and be the Flash? We'll have you be on the Flash for a bit. We'll just bring your character back to life. But I don't think so. I think it was just like a guest spot that he got to become the '90s Flash for a bit.
Yeah, well, I mean they did. That was new stuff we saw whenever Nora and Barry were watching them, though, right? Remember that?
Well, it was new stuff to us, but I think it was implied that there's a moment in time that they've come back to watch.
Yeah, I just meant like as far as like getting the actor to film.
Getting the actor to come back.
So you have him come back, film that, and by the way, jump in this costume.
Sure.
Or vice versa.
Because he also appeared at the very end of the episode too, right?
Yeah. Because like they went back. The last thing we saw was them watching, her grandparents, his parents.
It feels like so long ago. That was last episode. Okay.
People upset that it got blocked.
Oh, did it?
It's blocked. WBTV blocked it. Help.
I fixed it eventually.
It takes time sometimes, guys. Try. Kane says, I don't think there will be because of that. What Nora said in her message about the timeline being malleable.
The time is malleable. So does it? I mean, malleable means like you can bend or reshape something without breaking it, right? So you can do some shit I don't know. You can do some shit. Can you do all shit? And time will just be fine? Because it's malleable? Or
can do all shit.
Can something be malleable and break with enough force?
Yeah, right?
I don't know.
Like Play-Doh's malleable, right?
Yeah, you can't break Play-Doh.
Yeah, but it is...
Yeah, but you just put it back together and you're fine.
Can you just shove time back together?
I don't know. Jake Eric had that thing about like the mug. Like you can always, you know, you can break the mug, but you put the pieces back together, but there's always going to be a crack.
Yeah.
So it kind of like contradicts exactly what he said. So I don't know.
Oh, maybe it's just her trying to understand, and she's wrong.
She could be wrong.
She's a fucking kid.
She is often wrong.
Nathan says Zoom is probably real confused, but other than that, I think it all worked out okay.
Zoom is probably very confused.
For as many people that said yes, I'm seeing a lot of people saying no.
No, okay.
Which is...
Yeah.
Here we go. Adam Jones says, I would have thought that maybe Zoom getting taken away by a time wraith would cause some ripple, but they could just explain it away with him being Zoom time remnant rather than the actual Zoom.
Yeah.
Surely Reverse Flash meeting Nora early will have some effect, especially with the end reveal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's blocked. Video blocked. Damn it. Relax, I'll fix it.
No, whenever we get blocks these days, Ultra, our editor, has to do just a whole new edit. Get it fixed. So sometimes it takes a little bit, but he's very, very quick.
LKG says, how could there not be? There always is.
There always is something different?
Like every time they go in the timeline, something changes.
True. Yeah, I don't know. I think the Zoom thing could be very well explained with he had a bunch of remnants out there that, well, I don't know, one of them chased him.
Yeah.
Like there's no guarantee that the one that took off with Caitlyn was the same one that came back and saw them, you know? Like if I was leaving my lair, I might leave a remnant around, you know, just in case someone breaks in.
Yeah, that's your thing. You just leave a remnant somewhere in a cryogenic stasis to wake up.
Yeah. We were talking about Savitar and the remnant thing last time, and I kept thinking like, wait, which remnant became Savitar?
The order that it went through.
Yeah, and I went back and looked, and it's Barry was trying to defeat Savitar, created remnants to defeat him. Savitar killed them all but one. So
that one became Savitar.
So that was the one. I'm like, okay, so like the time loop happens within the bootstrap that Savitar is already in. Okay.
I knew at some point, like, he was like, there's a time remnant, and then everyone just didn't like that guy or something. He became Savitar. Michael says, can you guys upload it to, like, Pornhub or something? And Daniel says, I mean, it would be fitting since they fucked the timeline.
That would be fitting.
I don't know that they fucked the timeline this time, though, did they?
You know, Pornhub is, like, launching a non-porn, like, safe-for-work thing.
Really?
For that kind of stuff.
What?
Yeah.
For copyrighted stuff?
Because they're the ones, I mean, it's weird, but... It makes sense. They're the ones who've innovated video streaming for years. Like they have the best streaming, like in terms of the processing and like getting the quality like to the point where anybody can stream it all around the world. They're the first ones. Like when you hover over it, it plays the video a little bit. You know,
so they're like video pioneers.
They're like the pioneers, but for dick and tits and stuff.
That's important.
Yeah, maybe one day, whenever YouTube finally crashes, we'll just go over to Pornhub and we can be like, Pornhub, blind wave.
Yeah, we can pioneer dick.
Button.
We need to talk.
Bob is dead.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. He's so creepy. I love it. Ah, we're starting with it. Okay. Thank God.
Yeah. Gone a long time. Nora. Things I did.
I've been coming here for so long. Why didn't you tell me what you did?
I thought you must know.
He's playing you so hard, Nora.
Not anymore.
Help her to do what, though?
I don't know. I think he's trying to do something. He's using Nora to get to Barry.
This music.
It's always good. It's always good.
Now, awesome. I love that.
I love it.
Where's baby giraffe and young Nora?
Ralph's visiting his mom. He's there to call if we need him. And Nora
Still visiting. Is that me?
right here. They just stopped by the
Fuck! Stop it! Read her mind? No. She's sorry.
The prosecution is seeking them.
What's going on?
I don't know.
Oh no, she's gonna be a terrible DA being able to read minds. Or a great DA.
Yeah, it's just
microscope surgery. It's not the easiest.
Is that why you missed these the first time?
Hey now. Alright, there you go.
Ooh. Cool!
Oh, what?
Holy shit!
Huh.
Meta sutures for meta wounds. It's clever. Note to self. Ice healing actually hurts.
Don't be a wuss.
Was.
Who's this? Who's this? Is there another Weather Witch too? How is she just gonna take his car without the cops or anybody noticing? She's got a meta
key.
car?
Meta key.
Fucking kid.
Hello, Michael. No, the car is meta. What?
Meta car.
What? How? What? It's making a vibe?
Oh.
What's happening?
You're actually gonna fall into the pipeline cell directly below us.
And the damping unit will negate your powers.
Unless we don't time it right. In which case, your torso will be severed from your legs as you enter the cell.
Not helping.
Stop. Okay, stop.
Activated.
Okay, so it fucks with your powers.
He's not gonna be back in 30 minutes for that court case.
No. Shit. Fix that hole.
Did you know that lightning is 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun? That is the kind of power that the defendant unleashed upon those people.
As a weapon.
She did this. This was her choice, and she can't be trusted.
No, Miss West, you must sit down.
I know, but Your Honor, no.
She's right. I'm guilty.
Yep. Yep, you should. Mm-hmm. Yes. Good on her, but
What you doing?
throw her in jail.
So the dagger has anti-dark matter properties.
Yes.
Cisco, if we could synthesize that into a serum, we could get rid of Cicada's powers entirely.
And not just his powers, everyone's.
His power.
Everyone.
Caitlin, we can make a metahuman cure.
Oh.
You think we need?
She's been fighting to get her metahuman powers.
Don't you?
Could give metahumans a second chance at having a normal life.
Maybe not everyone wants a normal.
Could also be a sentence for people that use it poorly. You know? Like, you go to jail and you get the cure.
Yeah. You'd be sentenced to 10 years in jail.
Yeah.
And removal of your powers.
I see both sides on that issue.
Uh-oh, here comes the woman with the key that can stop the cars.
Why does she... Why?
Zippy, zippy, zap, zap.
What does she want with this girl?
I don't know. She can't get out of the car. Oh, she's getting out of the car.
Who are you?
You're right. Let's go.
Okay, so they don't know. They're not partners. They're not related. They're nothing.
Okay.
I don't know.
Hey guys.
Poor
anyway,
Barry.
Send out some food.
He just stuck in a cell.
Someone send down some food.
Welcome to home.
This is just the Flash. He's in a
Home base
cell
of
the whole
what?
episode.
Young rogues.
Young
Enough
rogues.
old men running this town. Plan on it just being you and me.
A new rogues team?
Yeah, I
Planning
guess.
anything. I don't even know who you are. Just take me back.
She has no powers.
Okay, before I forget, the Legends dropped off some books to help you pass the time. Uncaged Desire.
Oh my god.
What kind of cage desire?
That's Mick's book.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's Rebecca Silver.
Yeah, probably
Right?
not very good. Video.
She's all yours. No! 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 This is a misunderstanding. This is unfair. If I could just talk to her, please.
Didn't she want to go back to...
She did, but she also was wanting to not be like she escaped.
Yeah.
She also said, "I'll help you catch the other person."
Yeah.
And she didn't utilize that at all.
Yes.
I don't want Cisco to give up being Vibe.
Yes.
But that's what he wants, I guess, right?
Oh!
Killer
Killer
Frost!
Frost's fucking it up. I won't let you do this, Cisco.
What? Oh, come on, girl.
You're reading Nick's book?
Yeah.
This is surprisingly well written.
I love it.
The stealth automobile, aka the Sam, was born. Rumor has it that everything under its hood comes directly from Wayne Tech.
Wayne Tech.
It is like a Batmobile then, right?
I need to talk to you.
Hard pass.
What can she do? Oh my god.
Play
no,
Candy Crush? No!
He's a prototype.
What the hell? It's gonna shoot rockets. It's gonna blow. There's Killer Frost.
I see roads ahead. Oh my god. Whoa.
Holy shit.
Rhea.
One.
It can phase.
Oh my god.
How do you have that tech? How is that tech? How?
Well, it's got meta. I don't know. It's in the thing.
Holy bucket.
Joss, it's success. I hope you can hear me. You tried
Fucking
to
Alfred. Putting this shit
It's
together.
like 3 ninjas. Oh, nice.
Oh, she's
Put
doing
ice in the road.
I don't trust you. But I'm willing to give you the chance to change my mind.
Well, that might take some time. And time,
We don't have.
as you may recall, is not on my side.
Is he dying?
I don't know.
Some minutes.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
What's that?
Is he on death row?
What's next?
Get me out of here. What is his deal? What's
All
going on
right, if
with
we're
that?
gonna know, if anything, this is when Gideon will tell us who this is, right? Okay, he's not Reverse Flash.
Could be the first time he's been in Gideon's room.
I'm sorry, Dr. Wells, but all entries have been permanently deleted by Nora West Allen.
Okay. Okay, so the big mystery or thing for this episode, I mean, I'm really interested in the Eobot Thawne stuff.
Yeah.
For me.
So is he dying? Is he gonna be killed?
He's dying, he's
like
going to
Death
be
Row?
killed. I can only imagine that's the only two things I
I
can think
can't
of.
imagine another option.
So every time she's coming back into, like, to the time, she's probably like,
It's like,
you know?
Yeah.
So
So
he's
she-
like sitting there like, I have an hour, and she just keeps showing back up.
she left at 51:30. She came back at 51:25.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, at the very least, we're like, okay. I mean, let me just assume. I don't know for sure, of course, but I'm going to assume that this actually, I can be a good person, give me a chance thing is complete bullshit. And he's trying to do something. An option could be get the hell out of this cell so I don't die.
Maybe.
You know?
If it's a death row thing,
Yeah.
it could be an idea for trying to
I mean,
escape.
it's obviously something that can hold the Reverse Flash, so he needs outside help.
He also has that vest thing.
Yeah.
I feel like that has to be some kind of dampener.
Maybe some kind of
or something.
dampener, or it's a shocker or something, like, you know, when that thing goes down, or I don't know. Just, yeah. It's some kind of future prison outfit. But, yeah, I'm going to say that's the time he has. Like, I don't think it's like, you know, the time runs out, now you get a trial, you know, or anything like that. I think it's, yeah he dies.
But I mean, there's been stories about people and like the most remorse they've ever had is like at the end when things
Sure.
they're, you know, there's like I've got nothing left. You know, I did feel sorry. I'm terribly sorry. I wish I could prove different, stuff like that. So maybe it's kind of got him in that kind of state where he's like, you know, all the things I did do, I wanted to be the Flash, I never could. And he's realizing the terrible things he did. Not that they were right or that he should be forgiven.
I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility. I personally don't buy it yet. I think that in these kind of shows, you need to have the villain who's always the villain, you know? Reverse Flash is the Reverse Flash. I think he needs to be a constant. Barry is a constant force of good, we need a constant force of evil to match it.
But even still, like if this Reverse Flash is dying to something, proves that there's some good in him, and then dies, and this is the end of the Reverse Flash timeline.
Sure.
You still have Reverse Flash anywhere from when he started to here.
You're right.
That could show up and still be evil. But now you're like, but he has some good in him. He could be good. And now you have that more conflict too of like, damn it, why is he being such an asshole right now?
I get you. It could be. I think Nora in the entire show is the one that's most likely to be manipulated and doing something rash, you know, because she tends to do that. I mean, you know, I was on her side a bit during the trial stuff where it's like, you know, people can be really sorry. That doesn't mean they don't have a debt to society they need to pay, you know?
Yeah. Which, what's her name? Mind reading girl? Fuck. What's her name?
Shit. Damn, Aaron. Why am I blanking on it right now? Cecile.
But like, even her, like, she didn't say like she didn't have a debt to society would be repaid, but she was saying about a lighter sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
yeah, I don't.
If a
I'm
lot
not
of,
with that.
I mean, I guess everything she did too, like she caused damage to the city. She never killed anybody.
Sure.
So she wasn't a murderer. She did attempt murder.
Yeah.
Does that mean that she should get, I don't know, like, I don't know what the maximum sentence could have been that she could have gone for, but getting something enough to be like, hey, look, you did some bad shit.
Yeah.
Do this. Even if you're sorry, at least now, like, you spend time.
I mean, you could do, like, a plea deal where it's like, all right, plead guilty and we'll go, yes. But she was going for not guilty. That's why they're having the trial, you know? She was feeling bad, but feelings and people's actions are often very different.
She did plead guilty, too.
Well, yeah, she did in the trial, and in which case it's like, yeah, I guess you can go for that. But just because of her being sorry, you think a prosecutor wouldn't be like, well, we'll go lighter on it. It's usually about what people are doing.
Yeah,
you know?
but the thing too, I guess, with Cecile there is that she can feel what they are actually feeling.
Sure.
Versus like just, man, I'm so sorry, I'll never do it again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking kill somebody as soon as I get out of here. You
Sure.
know, like she can sense that it's actually like this is how they're really feeling.
I understand.
So there could be also like. At first I was like, man, it's going to be terrible for her. But it could be good at being able to read someone and being like, this person is a psychopath and needs to go to jail forever. And this person really regrets what they did and maybe deserves something like that.
There's a part of me that just feels like Weather Witch was written like 180 degrees differently than she was the last time we saw her. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, are we just supposed to forgive all those things? Because, you know, whatever Cecile was going on about, like, you know, well, the passengers were in here and stuff like that. Like, well, that's not because she was, like, avoiding them. Like, well, I don't want to hurt anybody else. Like, it's because the Flash was there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, wasn't there, like, lightning and stuff, like, all over the place? And people were like, oh, you know, falling backwards and stuff?
What she was saying, too, is, like, is this uncommon for the storm that was there? Like, was she trying to make this happen, or is it just what was happening?
Or is it just happening? Yeah.
So.
I don't know. So there was a part of me that's like, well, just the writing in general in terms of, like, well, let's make her a sympathetic character versus, like, what she was last time. I'm like, I'm not buying that. But I also, you know, Nora took it, as she often does, she took it way too far, you know? So even though I was agreeing with that at first, I'm like, well, fuck, was I wrong, or is she just taking it too far, you know?
I mean, it's the thing that you usually get to with TV shows where, like, whenever you have opposite ends, you have this one who's
extreme.
Complete polar of this, and the other one is complete polar of that.
And the truth is often somewhere in the middle or skewed to one side slowly.
But I enjoyed I mean, it had a good comparison of, like, she was going so hard against her as a criminal because of how the truth she found about Thawne, and then seeing him, and, like, you're a criminal, you're never going to change. I've seen the terrible things you've done. Criminals need to be treated harshly to the full extent of the law, you know? And then, like, she comes back and this girl who has remorse and is sorry for what she did, and maybe doesn't deserve the full extent of the law, but deserves some of the law. And there's that conversation that needs to be had.
I mean, that's what justice is, right? People should get what they deserve, and it's just figuring out what that is what justice is.
Did she deserve to have extended sentence because she escaped?
Yeah.
Or was it, hey, someone kidnapped me when I was trying to go to jail after I said I'm guilty?
Yeah.
You know, and then Nora's just like, nope, here she is. She escaped. Take her away. Add it to her sentence.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
Please, I wanted to help catch that bitch that kidnapped me. So, the story itself, I like the tie-ins with, like, Thawne and, like, what Nora's going through. It's weird sometimes. I mean, I guess it was good having, like, that Nora episode because it was more Nora focused because you had Barry the whole time in the pipeline.
Yeah, which, you know, coming back, like, off of the crossover and stuff, it was a very flashlight episode.
Yeah, it might have been better to have this the next episode, kind of, or something. I don't know, but at the same time, you had that Thawne drop. You wanted, like, what the hell is going on with this? You want to pick right back. Oh, good, here we go. So, but no, it was a flashlight flash.
What else? I mean, so I guess they're trying to imply that we're gonna get, like, a new Rogues team.
Yeah, she said, like, young Rogues or something like that. Something about, like, all the old guys, screw them. But I don't know what's going to go on with Joss, I think is her name, the Weather Witch.
Yeah.
I think it was Joss and Ray or something like that. But she, like, hold on, she hit the sun button, which I guess opens the sunroof, and then they, like, lightened out. So she didn't stay. She didn't turn themselves in. She escaped, but saved Nora. So where is she with this rogue thing? And is the next episode that she shows up where they get maybe Spin Zone, who they showed a folder for, is it going to be more contradictory towards her character who showed up as kind of like a one-off, you know, villain maybe? And then, like, you know what, let's use her again and do this. Yeah. And then, like, okay, now we're going to do this. And it's like, well, is she bad or is she good? Or what's going on with her?
Did you ever...
Even Leonard Snart, like, they mentioned him, like, maybe you found your Leonard Snart. Like, he had these weaves of like, I'm not against you, Flash, but if you're in my way, you know.
I don't think he ever felt remorse. He had a code. He had the criminal code.
Sure.
But I don't feel like he's ever like, you know what, you're right. You know, I'll stop doing that. I'm sorry. You know, he never did that.
Yeah.
So the comparison is just like, you know, she just needs to come across way more sympathetic in that regard, which, you know, I mean, again, I'm probably just biased because last time we saw her, she acted completely different, you know?
Well, I guess the difference, too, is like you have a Snart who's going in and robbing banks.
Yeah.
Was like his main goal.
I mean, he froze people. People died. He killed people.
Where she was going to kill people was her initial intent was to kill her dad.
One was collateral damage, one was intent to kill, to murder, yes.
So, I mean, maybe that's a little bit of a difference there, too.
Yeah.
But by the end of it all, like, he sacrificed himself for everything, you know?
Yeah.
So, could she do that? Where's her story going with it? I'm just curious on, like, okay, now we got young rogues coming in here, Spin Zone and Silver Ghost and Weather Witch, and now they're the new rogues, but, like, is Weather Witch good or bad? Why is she shooting people when she wants to be not her dad?
It's one of those things where it's like, of all the new, like, you know, villains and stuff, like, I probably would put Weather Witch at the end, just because, or like at the bottom, just because, like, Ragdoll was awesome. Like, he was so frightening, so cool. Weather Witch, you know, I just thought it was corny that she just happened to get the same kind of power that her dad had, you know, and it's like, well, I'd rather just have the weather guy that we already have come back and do something, you know, instead of taking a, you know, seat to his daughter that was a little corny to me, you know, and in that episode, you know, again, completely different than where she's presented here. So I have a bias, but I can lose that if it, you know, the story's good.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I always liked Snart because he was charismatic and fun to watch, whereas I never had much fun watching Weather Witch yet. So I did, you know, I did forgive him for a lot of things that, you know, he did try to kill people. So, and Mick definitely, yeah.
Oh yeah, does he belong in jail?
He does belong in jail, but he's also like, it's kind of like a Suicide Squad for Mick. He can do some good out there.
Write books.
Yeah, and he wrote some books, and I love that the Legends can't show up for Elseworlds, but they can stop and deliver books.
Well, they were busy.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. They're probably doing their annual crossover.
Right. Unchained Desire by Mick. That's so funny. So the episode is very much about second chances, of course. Like every storyline is talking about second chances, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
I don't see the Reverse Flash. I don't think it's honest, but that's just my prediction.
I don't know. I mean, they had that big comparison about criminals can change, which was very much about Reverse Flash versus like Joss, you know, that kind of thing. But the other comparison that they were talking about too, or it was kind of mentioned, was Weather Witch, and they look at you and they just see your father, and they just think that you're like him, like father, like daughter.
Sure.
But then I was also thinking, like, so what about like Nora? Because we also have that with like father, like daughter. And like I was like, if Joss is can be different than her father, is this like a nod towards something with Nora and Flash being different?
Yeah.
You know, can Nora be different than her father, or will she be different than her father?
Yeah. No, I get you.
Because we still don't know
a good point.
a lot about her, you know?
There's that, but, you know, I mean, slightly going back to Reverse Flash, like, he's doing all of the things you do to get people to manipulate someone. Like, he even, like, you know, I know what it's like to want to run with the Flash, and I looked up to your dad too, you know, like, look at the commonality we have, and now and here's a goal. Why don't we work together?
Well, he was the one who pointed out her things that she didn't have her speed, and so he's helped her, he's related to her, he's, you know, I don't know.
Well, I mean, at least it's not bad intent, because when I first was thinking of Reverse Flash earlier in the season, I was hoping, like, oh, I hope she's not bad in working with Reverse Flash. She's just gullible.
It's just a matter of, like, is she being manipulated by a Flash who is going out for something for him, or is he going out for something for more of a redemption and sorry for what he did? So, honestly, I feel like I could buy either way depending on how they do it. So, like, if he got out of there, he was like, haha, I'm going to kill you all. I'm like, yeah, there's a Reverse Flash. But if he got out and was like, and saved, you know, he sacrificed his life to save Nora or something like that, and Flash owes Reverse Flash now because he sacrificed his life. Sure, he killed his mom, but then he killed himself to save Nora.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Does it balance it out?
Yeah, it could be a it could be an interesting redemption arc possible or something. But I guess I could buy either way, depending which way they go with it.
You know what I would like if it is a redemption thing, he gets redeemed and then a past version of himself kills him for what he's become. It's like, I'll never do that. And he changes the course of history. That would be kind of funny. Wouldn't that be interesting?
Yeah, but then he's always building up to that.
Unless he changes it.
I guess.
But time is I don't know.
Still no Joe. Gone into bed.
Well, yeah.
I hope his recovery's been...
I had heard that he is recovered. Like, not back at work, or maybe he is, or something like that. We won't see him for probably a while, I guess.
I've missed him this season.
But I've definitely missed him, but I think it's nice to hear, and everybody else that doesn't know, he has recovered, at least, from his injury. He might be taking some work off, but the cast had said that, or something like that. That, like, you know, everything's good, don't worry.
Yeah.
So I'm good. I'm happy for
He's
that.
one of my favorite characters.
And I very much miss him.
I'm just glad it was something like, he just got injured, he's recovering, he'll be better, versus like, the hell's wrong with him? Is he dying or something? I don't want to lose Joe. I love Joe.
I like in the discussion with, you know, Caitlin and Cisco this episode, you know, I thought it was interesting. You know, again, some of it's kind of like, well, let's discuss the extremes and meet somewhere in the middle. But there was that one part where he's like, you know, not everybody can just use an ice bridge to, you know, to get around traffic. And she's like, look guilty. I'm like, she really did that. She created an ice bridge to get around traffic. That's so funny. But, you know.
I mean, I like he's struggling with the idea of having powers and stuff like that. And then on the opposite side, you had Caitlin, who was actively trying to get back her power / alter ego that she has, you know.
Yeah, and at one point she wanted to get rid of them too. Yeah, I mean, she had that dampener on for how long? The icicle necklace.
Yeah. So if anything, like, I feel like Caitlin should be the one to understand the most about like not wanting to have powers, but then like she came to terms with like having her powers. I don't know. Cisco Vibe had like that. We'll make it, and then we can give her powers for everybody.
Yeah.
Where she was like, no, don't do it. No one gets rid of powers. And then, like we said, it came to the thing of like, let's just make it, and then people can get rid of powers.
Yeah.
We don't have to make anyone do it.
It's an option.
Yeah.
I mean,
like he had a point about Fallout.
Yeah,
the guy just pushing out radiation.
There's nothing you can do with that.
Like, just get rid of it.
Yeah. I mean, you know, Caitlin was saying like, you know, why is having a family and having powers, you know, two mutually exclusive things? Plus, they already have dampening technology, right? Even portable dampening technology. If you really just don't want to have an option to use your powers, you can put on the bracelet or whatever and have that all the time. You know, it's kind of a semi-cure. Yeah. It's just reversible.
And it also depends, like, you don't have to use it.
You just don't use your power. Yeah. I mean, I know Vibe, it's hard, you know. He picks stuff up and he vibes and he can't help it. But he could wear a dampener all the time, and there it is. But, you know, I also brought up the idea, like, you know, whenever you have a villain, like a meta villain that's done some terrible things, you could use that as a sentence, you know. But then here it's saying, like, you know, don't do it against people. Don't force it on people. Which, I guess if it's like, I don't know, none of these people were born with this, right?
With the power?
Yeah.
No, not really.
Like, it's not essential to them.
It was given to them at some point later on, and like, you know.
In a way,
they had the gene though, but it got activated. So I guess yes, they were born with it, but it wasn't active until the dark matter.
Sure. I mean, I kind of see it as more like, you know, when you're a felon, you can't own a firearm.
Yeah. Well, the idea too,
like that is what I kind of think of it.
The idea of getting rid of powers too, I feel like especially if you just got rid of everybody's powers.
Yeah.
The thing that you would have would be it'd be similar to the argument of like guns. Like if you get rid of all the guns, the people that have guns are the people that weren't getting them legally to begin with.
Sure.
So like you have the criminals who want powers. They're not trying to come in and get rid of my powers. They're keeping them.
Sure.
Now only bad guys have powers, you know?
Well, I guess that's like the argument when people are talking about the Second Amendment. It's like, well, yeah, you have the right to bear arms, but you don't have the right to have a nuclear weapon. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, when they made that amendment, they were talking about muskets, and, you know, were they talking about fully automatic weapons? You know, it's like, oh no, but yes, but so there's some legalese in there, but stuff, you know, like you know, Lady Luck's power versus Fallout's power. I mean, they're different things, you know. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
You know, Kilgore's power could be used for good stuff too.
Sure.
But if he's gonna be bad with it, then should you take it away?
I mean, I don't think I need, like, if it's a criminal, I would treat it like I would, you know, having a weapon, not like, you know, I don't think I need the criminal's consent to take away his weapon. you know, if he's using it as a weapon. But I don't know.
The other thing I was gonna say too was about the idea of like having powers and having a family being mutual exclusive thing. The only argument on that side though is you have Flash who has powers and who has fought on having a family the entire series. You know, lost his mom, lost his dad, and it's all because he has powers and villains are coming to him because of his power base. He fought so hard to try to save Iris and stuff too. You know, like.
But even not having powers, Arrow has had that's been a thing for him. You know,
powers.
He's had powers.
Arrow powers.
Okay. Wayne Tech car. It's a prototype car Wayne Tech that Argus happens to have. It's a I don't know what year it was.
I really want to figure out what car that actually was because I'm not 100% sure. But my first look at it, I thought of Nicolas Cage and like. Eleanor.
Yeah.
You know, like,
yeah, no, I get you.
So I don't know what it was.
Again, I don't know cars. I don't claim to. I'm not that kind of man. But yeah, I thought it was weird that, like, I mean, it's a prototype and stuff. It's supposed to be like the stealth car. But the iPad in the middle, like, is that her UI?
I think it's the cars.
It's the cars UI.
I think so.
So now, Wayne Tech uses emojis in their UI.
The benefit I see with that is that you can swipe to have multiple things you can click on instead of just having like buttons, right? So like, if you have buttons, you only have like 10 buttons.
I'm fine with the iPad.
You have 10 buttons on your dashboard, right? So with that, then you have big pictures so you can easily see what each thing is. So you're like, poop, and you poop out like spikes, you know?
Yeah.
And you're like, do this. TNT, blow someone up.
Yeah.
So like each thing represents, and it's big. You can only see like 9 things at a time. You swipe through them, you know. But,
so that's a Wayne Tech designed thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it was hers. I don't think it was, because like she never added to any of the cars that we saw, right? She didn't hop in a Lamborghini and all of a sudden like it changed colors or whatever.
Yeah, I mean she gave it like a force field and it fucked with the Flash's stuff, and that never really happened again. Like she never fucked with other meta abilities or gave the car
flight
extra.
I want to see it fly.
Yeah.
But no, so I don't know. I think that was the car.
Yeah. Okay.
My thing that I thought was weird was it phasing. I thought that was weird.
Yeah,
like
that's
a Flash thing.
That's
you have
a
to vibrate at like such, but they could do that. I'm like, okay.
I mean, if anybody gets to figure it out, I guess it's Wayne Tech, right? But like they're so advanced, they figure out phasing. But their design UI is emojis.
Is it Lucius Fox?
Yeah. Well, Alfred does it a lot too.
Alfred.
And then Batman is a genius. And maybe, I don't know.
When we first saw him, like, Candy Crush!
Yeah, right. I don't have much else. I mean, the binge Flash thing, it wasn't the best episode of The Flash I've ever seen. I really liked the Reverse Flash stuff. I'm intrigued in Sherlock stuff.
Yeah.
And
I will say, I think now, like, there's no doubt in my mind that he's not Reverse Flash.
Yes.
Like, I don't think Reverse Flash was like, all right, let's find out what Gideon knows. Oh? Like,
unless it's the first time Reverse Flash has dealt with Gideon.
Yes.
But I don't think so either. It's just funny to keep thinking, wait, maybe? Let's wait. Okay, that doesn't make sense if it's Reverse Flash, but we'll see.
Maybe it still is.
All
right, so let's go into Q&As, I guess, then.
Yeah.
If we're all done with all our other stuff, I have nothing else.
I don't have anything else.
Q&A, we're doing hashtag Flash Q&A. We do it on our Twitter, @BlindWaveProd. You guys can leave a question at the end of each episode, and we'll talk about stuff. So, Matthew Poth says, do you guys like meta tech or just plain meta humans?
I prefer metahumans, but metatech is an interesting spin.
I think it is. I like having... There's a way of having the meta powers, but having a way of being able to take it away from somebody, too, without having to have the meta gene cure thing. You know?
I would have been very tempted to have used that news lady... Spin zone thing to be like, Cicada's identity revealed at 11, and it happens. But they didn't do that.
Weird Mageddon says, I can't stop vibrating. I bet Iris will love that.
Oh.
And it has a GIF.
A dream come true. Yeah. Interesting.
All right.
I do gotta say, every woman in this episode was fine as hell. Moving on.
But Weird Mageddon's question was, a cure. Anyone else thinking about X-Men Last Stand? Hope they continue with the topic of a cure. If so, do you think the cure will be used first for good, then hopefully throughout season 6 threatens to purge the metahumans. Because they talk about a cure for the X-Men, right? For the mutants.
Yeah.
The mutant cure. And then that was like, no, don't give it to everybody.
I think Cicada is like, he'll destroy the cure and be like, I am the cure. And start killing again. He'll do his eye twitch. I am the cure.
Well, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what they do if they do get the cure, and then how they utilize it. But
put it into arrows.
I'm not saying anything about nanites. Joe Marie says, "Hey guys, do you think it was smart to have Nora in her mid-20s? Her extreme stubbornness seems more fit for a 15 to 14-year-old, which makes her come off as immature, in my opinion."
She is immature. Yeah, sure. I mean, one, you get a good actress that can play the part. You don't have to deal with, preteen actress that might not be able to pull off the stuff.
Also, if they're under 18, you have different rules for kids, right? Mm-hmm. Like, they have different rules. Like, the younger they are, the more rules there are on using them on stage.
Yeah, and then her age also shows how stunted she was in her development as a hero, as a speedster, and as a person.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, she was raised by a single mother, and, not necessarily told the truth about all that stuff, too. So, like, how was she raised? What was she told? What was she allowed to do? I don't mind it. I think what we're seeing now of her is just reflecting of how she grew up.
Yep.
Charles B. says, Nora knew Barry was reading Mick's book. Does that mean Mick is a famous author in the future?
Maybe he's a famous author now. They went back in time. He sold the book, and it became famous, and he changed timeline. That's what I would do. Or just go back and just release Harry Potter a couple years before J.K. Rowling. Who's rich now?
Who?
Me.
Oh. That seems rude. Joe Marie says, do you believe there is good in everyone? Example, Hitler. Charles Manson. Is that a downside of Barry's character to believe there's good even in the worst of people?
Well, you got to define good, you got to define evil. Those are just labels we place on actions that have consequences. Hitler, famously loved his dog.
Yeah. There's got to be some good in him, right? Like,
it would be insulting to the name good to say no one he had no good in him.
Yeah. I mean, it would be the idea of, like, did he do bad things? Yes. Was there good in him? Like, there got to be good somewhere.
Sure.
The things he was doing, he believed he was doing the right thing, right? So, I mean, in a way, he believed he was doing good by doing terrible things to other people.
That's why you don't judge people for who they are. You judge them for what they do and what they say.
So I don't know. I think Barry's right in the idea that there's can be good in everyone. It's just a matter of how much good and what is it.
Yeah. As I wrote my character Dumbledore to say in the first book of Harry Potter.
Like, there's some kind of terrible murderer or something like that, but he'll still give money to homeless.
Yeah.
I don't know. Right? You know what I mean?
Like one doesn't make the other better.
No. But, like, there's some good there.
Yeah.
There's he's just also a terrible murderer.
Well, that's how you often, you'll hear, like, someone has done something terrible and the neighbors will be like, I had no idea, he's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
Went to church and all that stuff,
But he just liked to cut people's heads off.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, he watered my lawn one time.
Took care of my plans while I was away.
Yeah. And we've always acted so damn confused.
Timer says, what are your thoughts on Nora as a character so far? I think that she is okay. I think she's okay, though the actress plays her well. She is awkward, sweet, and adorable. But she definitely seems to have a degree of immaturity to her seemingly being raised in a sheltered environment.
I think that you're right on the nose with that. Yeah. I mean, I like her. We've certainly had some, like, gut-wrenching emotional punches with her, her and Barry, and seeing Barry's parents and stuff like that, realizing what Barry had gone through. That was very emotional, and I don't think you can get that without her being a little naive and immature.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Chief Chill, if you were a meta, would you want the cure?
Depends on what my power is.
His answer was, for me, it would depend on my power. If I have Fallout's power, I feel like I would want the cure.
Yeah.
If I had a cool power, like ice powers, that I can control, I would want to keep them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would too.
Depends if I can hide them too, I guess.
Like, what if your power...
Like, if I was Reyna from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I'd be like...
into a porcupine.
Yeah, I'd be like, nah.
I'll get rid of this power.
I mean, if I was Lash, maybe.
What if you got rid of the power, but then you didn't change what you look like, but then you didn't have any power.
See, now I don't future dream and I look like a porcupine?
Yeah.
Fuck that cure.
See? I'm just saying, like, you don't know what would happen if you take the cure.
No.
Maybe you're better off keeping the power.
That is not a cure I would take. I would go listen to the cure.
But how would you know? What?
This is bad.
Here, Chicho, would you rather be a meta or have meta tech? Meta tech might be a better way of going about it, because then there's no way of turning into a porcupine.
Yeah, but someone can take your tech.
True, but you gotta keep it safe. Someone can take your car, Eric.
Yeah. But I can get another car. I can't get another Metatech car.
She did. She said a Metafob.
Metafob. I love it. Metafob.
Chief Chill says, how accurate would a shard have to be to hit car keys? I get it hitting a phone because it was in the area, but how does it hit something as small as that?
Like, they need to like explore the weird shit that happens. Like it hit scissors, or it hit like someone's sewing kit.
Is this like a
or like your monster drink.
I'm just, oh.
Bebo. What if that happened? What if it hit a Bebo doll?
It hit the remote control.
Yeah. And then
pausing and fast forwarding stuff.
Yeah. Adam Sandler. Poor Adam Sandler.
A couple people asking, do we think that Nora will help break Thawne out of jail?
I think Thawne will be successful in whatever he's trying to do. I don't think this is the death of Thawne.
Okay.
Yeah. Whether that's good or bad, I'm leaning towards bad. We'll see.
Chief Chill says, what type of supercar has a computer that looks like a tablet you would give to a 1-year-old? Now, the most ridiculous... Okay, hang on. Look. Here's like some pictures of it.
Yeah.
There's like a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what that would do. Apparently, that little incognito disguise thing makes them invisible.
Yeah.
You know? But the one that I don't get, that I feel like you could have anything else for, is this one.
Yes.
Which is the 2 cans attached by a string when they were talking on the radio. Couldn't they have just had like a radio signal thing or like a phone or something? TNT. What's a bone do? What's a bee do? Is that ice cream?
Well, I know what that does.
Why is there a crab? What's a crab do?
The car gets up and does this.
A hot air balloon.
Okay, that can float.
Scissors?
That can cut in half. And then come back.
Ink and quill?
Yeah, ink. So people like slide and do that. No, you do that in Mario Kart.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Is that a couch?
Yeah.
What is that? A bar of soap?
Bar of soap. Automatic wash.
Vampire teeth.
I cannot possibly explain that in the amount of time that I was giving myself. No, it's ridiculous. Okay, the only way it works in my mind is that she has her meta magic key fob, touches the car, and the UI changes.
So that she could understand it?
That's what I say.
I mean, she knew
because if
it.
Wayne Tech created this stealth car that lights up so you see it real well, but they take the stealth car prototype, and that's an older model car. They put an iPad in it with a bunch of emojis, and they say, fuck it, give it to Argus. Either they're trolling Argus. They're just saying, like, yeah, that's our prototype. You don't know what the real shit does. Like, well, that Batman can't be Bruce Wayne. Have you seen the Batmobile? It's nothing compared to this piece of shit. You know? Maybe that's what it is. It's got to be that.
It's a throw off. Throw them
off. Okay, that's what I say.
It's just a silly question, but I like it. Chief Cho, do you think Cisco and Caitlin are going to get together? And if so, if they have kids, would it be considered a threesome?
I believe that was my joke from like 3 weeks ago, 3 episodes ago. But that's very funny. Good job, you and me.
Crispy Bacon, could Cisco vibe the shards from the dagger to track down Cicada?
Nope.
They remove power when he touches them, right?
Yeah.
So maybe no. He can't touch them and use his power.
Yeah.
Sky says, did you like the car, or did you think it was ridiculously overpowered? I don't think it was overpowered.
It's a cool idea.
But I think it was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous.
I love it, though. I love these just stupid emoji things.
Yeah. It was ridiculous.
Jeffrey says, is anyone on Eobard's side? Nora. I guess, right?
I mean, she's open to it. Right? I mean, I don't want him to die, so I'm on his side at that point, I guess, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dobby says, they keep teasing us with the rogues. Do you like the Weather Witch becoming a good gal, or do you prefer her as a villain and part of the young rogues?
I currently have no opinion, but I'm open to enjoying it. I fear / don't want to not enjoy it.
But with that too, Brendan says, yes, I tried to kill my father and I put a lot of innocent lives in danger, but I feel remorse. That makes me innocent, right? No, and I don't think that she felt like she was innocent. That's why she stood up and said, I'm guilty.
Yeah.
Right? She just felt remorse. And she also said about taking me back to jail, turn myself in. I don't think there was anything where she felt that she was innocent in what she did. So I think that she just legit felt remorse. The only thing about like having less of a sentence was what Cecile was saying about I'm going to try to go for a lesser sentence than what I was originally going to go for.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing. Even when she got taken back, I don't think she was mad about being put back in jail. She was upset about them thinking that she escaped with connections to Ray.
Sure.
And she had no idea who this woman was, and she was kidnapped.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know.
Moral of the story, don't try to kill your father in cold blood.
Yeah, try to do it sneakily.
Yeah, bad shit happens afterwards. And it's not fair.
Okay, Ian Vega. Did the other girl really need Weather Witch? It is meta tech. Does it work with anyone? Or does it work with the first person to bond with it? Like, could she have just taken that staff and just shocked it herself and not even had Weather Witch?
I guess it's implied that you need to know how to use it. I don't know if anybody could just pick it up and
that could be.
It's lightning and
stuff.
stuff.
That one guy picked it up and was holding it. Could you say this staff killed people? She's like, no.
Yeah. You probably have to have some kind of intuition or something. I don't know. I want to have a good reason why two separate meta giving events happened, and they just happened to give the same powers to a father and daughter.
But no. I think with that was, okay, her dad became Weather Wizard. To get close to him, she went into the weather industry and was a storm chaser and stuff. While doing that, since that was her job, the meta thing that happened with the thing hit part of her gear, thus giving it storm powers because she was probably like around a storm or something like that. Or it was storm related.
Yeah.
So I think the connection there can make sense because the thing she had was part of her job, which she was doing to try to be closer to her dad, who had the similar powers.
I mean, I still see it as like a very convenient thing, but no, it makes sense. It's a tiny bit of corn for me.
Why does Barry's brother have speed powers?
There's a bit of corn with that too.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know if the story needs two weather people.
Why does Barry's daughter have speed powers?
Well, I assume because it's Barry's daughter.
Oh, well, this is his daughter.
But it happens separately, not like conception.
You don't know that.
Yeah, we do.
Maybe she was given that. Half Grog, Half Shark says, what do you think Sherlock Wells is actually trying to do? What's his goal in regards to his investigation? Okay, well, he has something about the language and Nora, right?
Well, a long time ago, he had a suspicious look to Nora. And that's when we were like, what if he's Reverse Flash? But it could just be like, this guy's one of the multiverse's greatest detective. He knows something is up.
He knows Nora's hiding something.
I think it'll be that he'll reveal that Nora is working with someone else. Yeah. Reverse Flash.
I think that's it. I mean, there doesn't have to be anything more than that. No one else suspects Nora of anything. But if Sherlock, right? Sherlock, is that how they say it? Suspects him of something, then he can reveal the truth, which will come out here in like 6 episodes. Yeah. And then it'll take up from there.
Or
no, he's not.
Or he is a time remnant or an alternate timeline version of the Reverse Flash, playing Nora from both sides in a different dimension of time.
Ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. Ridiculous. But if it's true, we're geniuses. Because you were like, "There's no way he's Reverse Flash," and then like we were getting like he's going to get it, and you were like, just making sure he's not Reverse Flash.
What you gonna say? If it says, hello, Thawne, or something weird like that.
He just like looks up, he turns around, and he's like, Gideon.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck. But then he was like, hello.
Yeah, no.
Chicken Noodle Soup says, who in Blind Wave can write a good or maybe great book?
I don't know. I think all of us have the ability to write a good book.
I'm probably the worst one.
Maybe.
I just felt like my creativity of like story stuff was always lesser than like everyone else. Although I have one story that I've been working on since I was like 7th grade.
Sure. I think Shane would be good with an editor to fix his grammar. Rick, I think Rick would probably be good at writing a story.
Yeah, I mean, he does the D&D kind of stuff, which is all story-written kind of things.
Calvin's would be like a non-fiction book about
how to hunt.
Yeah.
How to trap.
Like using sticks in the wood to your advantage.
Catching your prey. As they drive down the street.
Yeah. Mechanical advantages to stalking.
Yeah. How to stalk.
How to stalk quietly without being detected.
By Calvin Grubb.
A non-fiction story.
We kind of covered that then. It also said, kind of a follow-up of writing a book, I would ask, if you were to write a book, what genre, subject, and theme would you be writing about?
I mean, I guess...
My thing was kind of a mystery action thing.
Yeah. Mine would probably be like a fantasy, sci-fi kind of thing, I guess.
Yeah. I guess, like, working with a group, I've worked with, like, trying to come up with ideas to help push stories along and whatnot, but as far as, like, writing my own story from scratch, I feel like I would be lesser of that.
Yeah.
Robert says, I can't tell what their message was supposed to be here. Is it that someone should get a lighter sentence if they feel really super bad about committing the crime? If someone tries to kill you, why should it matter if they feel remorse when being sentenced?
Sometimes your first judgment of somebody isn't always correct.
Part of jail is supposed to be rehabilitation, right?
Yeah.
And, like, the first part of that is, like, they've got to feel bad for what they did some way, right?
Yeah.
It's like, you know what you did was bad. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
Well, and
I
also
spent my time. I've repaid what I did.
Yeah, and it's also like, can you become a productive member of society? Because a lot of jails have like education programs. They have work training programs. You can get a college degree in jail. Yeah. You know.
So the idea that's supposed to be rehabilitation. So I don't know that's necessarily like, well, if you feel bad, you get less sentence, but it's about like, trying to read a person and can someone be different than what you first think they are?
Yeah.
Right? Can Eobod Thawne be different than what we know him to be so far?
The show isn't saying because you're sorry, you're forgiven. You know, you can forgive somebody, but you know, forgiveness and then the other side of that is revenge. That's separate from justice or criminal justice.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, someone can go through the motions to try to get out of jail,
Yeah.
to go back and seek revenge or do the same things they were doing already. But like with Thawne, like we had him mentoring and raising the Flash.
Yeah.
Like there's gotta be a little bit of good there. Like he helped him save and how many people doing all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Ultimately, he was trying to get something out of it too.
Yeah.
But he did good while doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of it's just comparing of what Nora's seeing between criminals and stuff.
And let's be frank, it's not like the CW is ever necessarily, subtle in those themes.
Yeah.
So, but it doesn't need to be. It's a comic book show.
And often with that, like we said too, you usually go with extremes of opposites of this and that. So same thing with like, I mean, with a lot of things we have, it's always like, here's this really extreme, and here's the opposite extreme. Calm down, come somewhere in here, and now we're both together with it,
The thing I really don't like is when a character goes from one extreme to the complete opposite. You can have characters fighting over opposites, but like I had a big problem with a couple seasons of The Walking Dead when a character would go from one extreme to the other complete extreme and be like, you skipped all over the correctness. So this show, at least, I don't think characters are necessarily doing that. Nora maybe sometimes.
Caramel says, what legacy do you hope to leave behind for your family, friends, and Way Riders once you pass from a very, very, very old age? Like 109.
I'm not so much concerned with my legacy as I am enjoying the time that I have. Like, it's not important to me that people remember me, but if they do, I would like them to remember good things.
I need to get my kids good at Smash.
Yeah. Or reacting.
Yeah, Leon loves YouTube. And they talk all the time like, we need to do Blind Wave Kids.
Sure.
Like we started the Blind Wave Kids channel a while back, and then we did a few things. The idea was like, well, we'll just keep doing like a couple things a month maybe.
Yeah.
But then it's like school and me doing this all the time, and it's like when I go home, like I don't want to sit and film more shit and then have to edit it and stuff.
Well, there's also that idea that, I think we got a little lucky that we did it when we were a little older, and it's not something that, Can you imagine, you know, I'm not saying that we as YouTubers have any power at all, but can you imagine the power you would have feeling and doing that stuff when you were 21 as opposed to 31? You know, you would just, because there's a lot of people on YouTube that just fucking blow up and they go crazy and they go insane, or, you know, and all that kind of thing. I think that
Lindsay Lohan.
yeah, sure. But, you know, maybe it's good for us to have done it later in our 20s than earlier in our 20s, or earlier than that, you know? So you can be a little bit mature in your success or failure.
Yeah. We didn't really talk about it. Charles says, do you guys think the files on Nora were permanently deleted, or can they be retrieved by Barry if he talks to Gideon? And we didn't really talk about that. Like, she deleted files. Why did she delete files, and what would they have been about?
You know, she's obviously covering her own tracks. Don't know. We didn't talk about why she would delete her own files. I mean, files like, you know, visitation to Eobard Thawne, I guess?
Yeah.
Maybe. Can you delete, you know, are you able to even delete stuff like that from Gideon? Can Gideon just go back and look back in the time before you deleted it? Does she have save files?
Can he go back in time and get it?
Maybe the Gideon on the Legend Starship could.
Could she have written down her files? Like, did she go and write down the information in her time journal and then delete it, and she's the only one that can read it?
I don't know. It's a good idea. And that's the missing key that he does as he's deciphering them.
Maybe. Andrew says, I've got a bad feeling. Cisco working on a cure, and Thawne seems up to no good. Will this turn into Barry losing his powers by season's end?
I hope not. I mean, it's a superhero with powers trope that, oh, they've lost their abilities, and then the triumph when they get them back, you know.
See, I kind of liked in this one where, like, it wasn't that he lost his abilities, like he can't turn it off.
Sure, yeah.
It's a little different, at least,
sure.
But that's why he was out.
But I mean, if that's the route they're going, then I'll come out and say it's stupid. Like, anytime it happened in Smallville, I was always like, well, this is stupid, and the show's about him becoming Superman. I don't think it's permanent. You know?
Oh, now that guy has his power.
Yeah.
Or now he lost his power.
What will happen now? Oh, no. You know, I never liked that.
When was the last one here from Jeffrey that says, do you think Thawne changed, or is he still bad old Thawne?
Dude hasn't changed. If anybody it doesn't change, it's going to be Reverse Flash. As I said, there's no Reverse Flash.
I love the idea, though, that he, like, saves Flash's daughter or something. Like, sacrifices himself, especially after taking his mother's life, you know? So, like, it kind of comes full circle and bookends, like, the beginning of the Reverse Flash, the end of the Reverse Flash, or something like that. Yeah. I think that'd be great.
I'm not opposed to him.
And he just dies.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to him helping Flash. He's not going to be redeemed. Like, I see a clear redemption for, like, Black Siren over an Arrow. Not so with the Reverse Flash. I think he can not be an enemy sometimes. Yeah. And that's it.
Kind of anti-hero-ish.
Yeah.
See, I don't know. I think having that, if you have that redemption at the very end and you know there's some good in him, it gives you more hope of anti-hero moments with him, like throughout his other timeline when you see like here's his end, here's his beginning. We know there's more in between. There's hope. Come on, work with us. And it's like, fuck. And then he betrays you. Like, fucking yay! Of course he can betray. It's Reverse Flash. I don't know.
Well, I currently don't believe so, but I'm up to being convinced.
I hope so.
We'll see.
That could be our poll.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Well, I answered.
I did too.
Guys, thank you very much for watching this episode of The Flash with us. We'll be doing a new reaction for every episode, so come back next week, and we'll have it up as soon as we can. Thank you for checking us out, and check out other videos coming out every single day. Hit subscribe, and check out Patreon for that poll.
It's like you're running at incredible speeds.